I didn't know what to expect because it was my first time here, but it wasn't judgmental at all. It was very open and
Princeton University Church is working. Pastor Tatiana Nixon, her husband, and members of the church has been doing excellent programs attracting the students of the university. I would like to share with you what is going on in Princeton University Mission Cape.
For people, but I was essentially trying to show that human sexuality is rooted in the character of God, that God is the author of sex, and that when sex is coupled with love, that it is a beautiful thing. It's not something to diminish or be ashamed of. It's something that's beautiful in the context of a relationship with God.
I didn't know what to expect because it was my first time here, but it wasn't judgmental at all. It was very open, and it was a really good seminar. They gave a lot of good facts, and I learned a lot.
We talked about the biblical idea of shalom, the idea of people living together without causing harm to one another.
I really enjoy what Pastor Gibson was presenting to us. It was really a very good presentation, and I enjoy it very much.
I really wasn't asking the questions. The audience, I think, asked some amazing questions to him afterwards, and I think the way that he was just really genuine, really authentic and open, and being able to deal with some very difficult topics and to be able to be transparent and authentic about it is a real gift.
We talked about basically why there's evil in the world, why there's suffering in the world, and the way I approached the subject was to tell my personal story. I grew up witnessing a lot of pain, a lot of suffering.
Forgive each other. So that I don't know my father that well. He has left me when I was young, but without him, I still have an eternal Father. That's up there, protecting me and everything. So I learned a lot from that.
And it was actually really powerful on how he came to know God by reading the Bible and just starting with that first verse. And I thought that was really powerful from hearing that.
That love requires freedom, and freedom has a risk factor. Then my mind began to open up, and I could understand that it is possible for God to love people.
I really like him because he's very open. I mean, he hated what was here, and he didn't believe in God. It was because he didn't know God. And for me, that's, something big.
The deep yet simple analogies that he had, I think they were really good for sharing with other people. Like a lot of times as Adventists, we know this stuff, or we're taught it, but we don't know how to share because it seems so complicated to us, or it seems like other people won't understand.
And that ultimately that's the world that God wants. The world that the Bible envisions is a world in which people exist together without violating one another.
But I think for a long time we've taken it upon ourselves to address those cravings and desires, failing to understand or realize that God is able to do those things for us if we simply submit and hand over those cravings and desires to Him.
I was really impressed with what he had to endure in his life, and having the perspective of God in a picture and that God is love. It just spoke to my heart.
Especially like objections against like the existence of God and why he allows certain things to happen. Just the new perspective of the freedom and love continuum. I think it would open a lot of eyes for more potential believers. So I really appreciated that aspect.
It was a phenomenal seminar. Ty Gibson really just broke down what it truly means to allow God to take over what our cravings are in life, allowing His love to fulfill those cravings. And I'm really thankful for what I learned this weekend.
Hi, my name is Victoria Chung. I graduated from Princeton University in 2014. And I think when you see from the ground level what it looks like to do ministry with people you really care about and your peers, you really get a small taste of what God goes through on a daily basis working on our hearts.
I think there was a lot of clarity in the room, Victoria. As far as I could tell, people were really tracking and understanding the subject, so I feel very blessed.
We're just praying and hoping that as we move forward with our ministry in this community, on campus, and in our church, that we can continue in that spirit of kind of authenticity and transparency as we seek to lift up Christ.
Your love